Why is it easier to watch 10 productivity videos than do 10 minutes of actual work? Why do we scroll past 10 food videos and still order takeout? Because your brain isn't lazy, it's hijacked. Right now, you're not choosing what to consume. Something else is, you think you're in control, but you're not. Your brain has been trained, engineered, wired to seek stimulation, not satisfaction. To consume, not create. To scroll, not stop. And here's the kicker, this isn't your fault. But breaking free is your responsibility. Because if you don't, consumption won't just waste your time. It will become your identity. But there's a way out. And it starts with one unexpected, uncomfortable trick. A few years ago, I sat down on a Sunday afternoon, planning to read for 30 minutes. When I looked up, 4 hours had passed. I hadn't read a single page. I had watched 27 videos, checked 4 apps, read 13 threads, and ended the day with a headache, a vague sense of guilt, and nothing to show for it. Worse, I had zero memory of what I consumed. Nothing stuck, no inspiration, no motivation. Just that empty, overstimulated fog you feel after a binge you didn't enjoy. That was the day I realized I wasn't tired from working, I was tired from consuming. Your brain is designed to seek novelty, solve problems, and conserve energy. Consumption checks all 3 boxes. It's effortless, it's unpredictable, and it feels productive even when it's not. Every swipe, dopamine hit, every new idea, micro-validation, every tip, hack, or secret to success, false momentum, and in a world of infinite content, there's always another hit coming. But here's the ugly truth. The more you consume, the more passive you become. You become the person who knows everything and does nothing. The person with amazing ideas and zero execution. You tell yourself, I'm preparing, when really, you're procrastinating. And what's worse, your brain starts craving that passive stimulation as the default. Which leads us to the trick. Here it is. Whenever you feel the urge to consume, do one push-up first. Yes, a literal push-up, or any small physical intentional action. It sounds stupid, but it works. Because that single movement is a pattern interrupt. It breaks the neural autopilot loop and forces your brain into awareness. From passive to active, from default to deliberate. And that 1 second of control, that's your escape hatch. It's not about the push-up. It's about shifting your state. Because consumption is state dependent. You don't binge scroll when you feel alert, present, and powerful. You do it when you're exhausted, distracted, or numb. The push-up is the break in the spell. Here's what happens in your brain. When you're about to consume content, your brain enters a low-effort, high-stimulus craving state. You're not deciding, you're reacting. A small, surprising action like a push-up or a cold splash of water creates a spike in norepinephrine, the brain's alertness chemical. It jolts you out of autopilot. And that moment of doing, even something tiny, activates the prefrontal cortex, your decision-making and impulse control center. You regain choice. Once you reclaim agency, you can redirect that urge instead of obeying it. So let's walk through it. You reach for your phone when you sit down. Push up. Then ask, what's my actual goal right now? You'll either realize you were escaping boredom and choose to journal instead, or you'll notice that you're anxious and take a 10-minute walk. You're 5 videos deep on YouTube. Stand up, shake out your arms. Say out loud, pause, is this helping or numbing? Boom, you just short-circuited the loop. Or maybe you've been reading productivity threads for an hour but haven't taken action. Set a 60-second timer. Take one micro-action toward your actual goal. Write the first sentence. Open the spreadsheet. Record the intro. Action is the antidote to endless consumption. You've probably called yourself lazy, unmotivated, distracted. But here's what's actually happening. You're not lazy. You're overwhelmed by possibilities, and consumption offers a quick escape from the pressure to choose. It says you don't have to decide, just scroll, just watch, just consume what someone else created. But there's power in flipping that script. Not just stopping the consumption, but replacing it. You don't quit consuming by quitting. You quit by creating. When you make something, even something tiny, you satisfy the same dopamine pathways in a way that builds confidence, not dependence. Instead of watching 5 videos on minimalism, declutter 1 drawer. Instead of reading about starting a side hustle, open Canva and draft a logo. Instead of another dating advice video, send one honest message to someone you're interested in. Earned dopamine beats passive dopamine. The trick isn't just stopping consumption, it's rewiring your reward system. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If you want to stop being a consumer, you have to stop identifying as one. That means no more. I'm just someone who likes to learn. I'm not creative. I need to be ready first. You are no longer an observer of other people's lives. You are the main character of your own. The trick works because it forces a state change. But for real freedom, you need an identity change. So ask yourself, who am I when I'm not scrolling? Then become that person on purpose. Stopping consumption isn't about guilt. It's about freedom. Not freedom from content, but freedom from compulsion. From needing to fill every quiet moment. From outsourcing your curiosity, your confidence, your creativity to strangers on a screen. From living your life in reaction to what everyone else is producing. Because every time you stop consuming and choose to act, you take back your time, your attention, your life. So here's your new mantra. Say it when you feel the scroll urge creeping in. I interrupt the loop. I create the spark. I own my time. One push-up, one spark, one life. It's yours again. Now, go earn your dopamine.